Hi guys. Okay, I'm hoping that the noise from the workers isn't going to be too bad, but I really wanted to just start filming a little bit more, and if you're seeing this, then yeah, it's fine. I'm still working on the lighting and getting the right settings. Different for each time of the day, really. It's a beautiful sunny day out, so I have more light in the room, and so having extra lights on is actually too much, but anyway, we'll see. If you're viewing this, then yeah, it's good. So I'm working on a little glassine bag, and all I've done is cut some book paper out, and I used my glue stick and I shoved it in there. And I didn't put my little piece of parchment paper in there, which I should have done. So I just go down with my bone folder, make sure it's open all the way down to the bottom. It's almost dry, so it's actually doing okay. I'm using a different color ink. This one is the translucent one, and on paper, like pages, I don't really care for it because it's translucent and I want it to show a little bit more. But if I want just a little bit of color, not necessarily heavy duty, this is the Java Bean Rangers. I'm wondering if I put just a crappy piece of paper down. It might block some of the shine. My house is starting to look so nice. They've only been here a few days, and already they've got all the bottom done on one side and almost the entire back. And part of it's been framed out, so when the masoner comes, you can get the stone in there. I think he's coming around the 21st of this month. Today's the 10th, so yeah. Oh, I had such great response to the little kit that I just put in the store of the little minis. I've got them sitting here because I think I want to use some of them. This little woman is also from a different ephemera kit pack. I thought something like using up this little scrap and maybe placing her on a little bit of an angle, and maybe adding one of these. But I thought maybe this way. Let's move her up like that. Maybe something like that. Let's see if I have one going in the opposite direction. Oh, I think they're right outside my window, so it's going to get a little loud. Sorry. Yeah, this one. Let's see. Yeah, that's better. So I'm going to do that. And I did not ink this. And I don't want to ink it too much, just the edge, because I like the burnt look on the paper. It's kind of cool. I think I'll have to use my little pen. That's the black one. I want the brown one. Yeah, definitely sounds like he's outside my window. I hope that's not going to translate too loud. Actually, it's been pretty good. For the most part, I haven't felt like running out of the house screaming. I don't like loud noises. I thought I would have to move out for a while, you know. I did that for when they put the new windows in. I actually went and stayed with my mother-in-law, which she absolutely loved because I did all the cooking. She was like, oh, you can permanently move in. that's done. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do it like that. Boy, this box is so handy. Just tossing all the little pieces in there, so I know where to look. All right, I'm going to go ahead and glue. I think, yeah, that's the wrong side anyway. And I'm gonna glue part of the bottom down as well, just so they don't swing around too much. Just a tiny bit of glue. Okay. And let's put it there. Not straight, but it doesn't matter. That didn't stick down. Sometimes you have to be a little heavy-handed with the glue when it's on something like this. Now, where's my little parchment? So my fingers don't stick. There we go. Okay, then I'm going to put her on a bit of an angle. Yeah. I printed these on, I guess they're a low gloss or semi-gloss or however it's called, photo paper. So it does have a bit of a shine. I tried printing from my printer with that Tim Holtz gloss paper. It does not work, even changing all my settings. It just kind of pulled the ink up on top of it. Not happy with that. And I didn't want to waste any more by trying, you know, all different settings. So I switched to my photo paper because I do know that works well. Yeah, right there. Now, should I emboss it? Yes, I think I'm going to emboss it. I love embossing. Okay. For a little contrast, because like I say, she's more of a satin, kind of a satin finish, so she's not super shiny. This won't be super shiny either. It's I don't know if I've told you before, but well, not in this series I haven't, that I mix my clear embossing with distress and fine. I just mix it all together, so you get a really neat coverage. It's not like a ice skating rink or anything like that. It's, you've got dips and valleys, and I like that look because to me that adds to the distress, which I use a lot. So it works for me. Okay. Oh, anyways, I was saying the response for this little mini kit that I did, mini ephemera kit, has been tremendous. And congratulations to the two winners, because even though I haven't actually done it yet, by the time you see this, it will have been finished. And I did a little, if you didn't watch the other ones, it was leave a comment. Oh dear, it moved and it left a little, oh I hate that, little glue on there. That's the one thing about working with photo paper. You have to be so careful. Hopefully I can get that off with too much damage. Yeah, so I pre-recorded all of these because of the work, and I mean I might have to turn it off sooner than I'd hoped, because if the noise gets too loud, there's kind of no point, right? Well, that's pretty. I have no idea where I'm using that yet, but it's gonna go somewhere in the book. So I just distressed the edges with my distress tool, which apparently you can't get anymore. It's this one. So if you have it, I do have a video on showing how to use it and the different functions. This comes off as well, and it's got another distress tool, really hard bristles, kind of like those barbecue cleaners, and the knife and the heavy grate as well as the fine grate, and you can use this side as bone folder. And if you can find one, you know, out there, is one of my favorite tools. I use it a lot. But I do have a video showing how to use it, and all the functions. It's probably in tips, tricks, and tools. I use playlists, you guys, so if you go under my channel, look for the playlists. There's playlists, you know, headings for different things, right? So I've kind of separated, because I've got hundreds of videos, and it's hard finding things, specific things, right? So somebody was asking me about doing more tips, tricks, videos, which is great, but I need ideas. And most of the ideas that she mentioned, I have videos on all those. So, oh, sorry, it's gonna get loud, so I'm gonna go. We'll talk later. Okay, I'm back. Now they're hammering, but not as bad as that last time. So what I'm doing now is working on the flip, because I just kept working as you went, as I had to shut you off. I did finish that. I think you saw that. Whoops. And then I've got this flip, and I had it partially done. I just added this trim on the bottom. So this trim, it's a funny trim, and it is double-sided, so you can run ribbon on both sides, which is pretty, but to me that takes up so much of your page. So I usually fold it in half. I like the double look because it's off center. See, there's a hole here, but one here. So it's offset, which is nice. It gives you a nice ruffly look. And I ran the ribbon. You can only do it on the one side. Sorry, you're out of frame. You can only do it on the one side because the holes don't line up when you fold it in half like that. And so I used Aleene's, where did I put it? Here it is. Fabric Fusion to glue it together. It's not the best. I don't know. I'm not a huge fan, but it did work better than the regular glue. And then I stuck it down. I had this from my mother-in-law. She sold all of her crafting stuff, but she gave me a bunch of stuff. The Scotch Quick Dry, and I wanted to try it to see, you know, how well it would work with lace. Worked great, man. It stuck really fast, which is wonderful. And there was no squeezing out. But if you're not using something like that, I just put a little piece of the parchment paper underneath and then smooth it down so any leakage is on the parchment and it won't stick your pages together, which is always a good thing. So anyway, this is what I used. So I want to add a butterfly up here, but his wing will be sticking up. Now, because I didn't do anything on the back, I was going to just leave it inked showing, but then I thought, what if I just glue another butterfly, just the tips together, so that I can slide it down here and it'll be on the one side and on the other side. So that's what I'm going to do. But before I do that, I want to emboss my butterflies. This one I've already inked. Sorry for the banging. I hope that's not going to be so annoying. I might have to delete this video. I hope not. I think what they're doing is when you take off your old siding, there's a bunch of nails that stick out, and they're just making sure everything's smooth. And I'm not certain. I think they're putting the strapping up top. They did the bottom, but now they're doing the top. So I wasn't expecting that. I thought they were just going to work on the bottom of the house, and they've already finished this side of the house, so that my craft room's on. So I wasn't expecting the noise and the shaking and my whole picture's moving. And so you're going through the renos with me, and I hope that's okay with you guys. Okay. Whoop. I just didn't want to get so far along and, you know, you didn't really see what I've been doing. So far I haven't gotten too far because I stopped to make the digital, and that took a few days, so I haven't really been in my craft room. And yeah, so you haven't missed a whole lot. I've only done little bits here and there. Nothing earth-shattering. I'm glad you're enjoying the craft along. I hope that you're getting some ideas, some inspiration. I do the same thing, you know, when I get dry and I don't know, I just can't really get motivated, then I will sit and watch a couple videos. Sometimes I rewatch mine and, you know, like, oh, what did I do in the past? I've made so many journals, you guys, that, yeah, you can't possibly remember all the things you did. So it's kind of fun to look back and then go, oh, yeah, I loved that. Let's do that, you know, which is why I keep a little notepad and I jot down ideas as I go. Okay, so I want these wing tips here. Just have to do that. Because obviously they're not going to line up perfectly because they're going in the same direction. Okay, just like that. Well, I should have put more glue on. That's okay. I'll just hold it and bend it. It doesn't have to be like a ton of glue anyway. Okay, and slide it down, and I want to twist it a little bit, like so. I didn't get his little antenna. This one I didn't cut very well, it seems. So I'm definitely going to glue this fella down. Am I pulling it towards myself and you're not seeing it? I'm not looking up, so I probably am. I apologize for that. Okay, let's see what it did on this side. Oh yeah, that's That's cute, hey? There we go. So that's that half of the flip. The front. Now I have to do the inside. And I had some, what did I do on this side? Yeah, I don't think this is big enough. It's not, but it might be for, like, you know, fold out. You'd have to go that way. Or, ooh, yeah, that's what I'll do. Let me get this away first. And I have, what is that? Oh yeah, these are pieces I was going to use. So I'm going to maybe just do that, or I have some more pages that don't really go with the kit, but they're fine to use in here. I'll cut some of this down because it'll make a nice background. I still don't have this in the store yet because I really want to make one more sheet, and I've kind of lost my mojo on it, so I'm holding off putting that in the store. Let's just cut it at 5 for now. I might have to shorten it, but wait a minute. Let's not waste paper, shall we? This is actually to the edge. So, right about there. I'm thinking. Okay. Then sorry, big crash. And that's almost 4.5. Get these out of the way. Oh, I need one of these. Which one? This one, I think. This one's bigger, yeah. All right, now let's see what I've got. I put that right there to cover up the joint. Oh, I'm gonna have to trim it down a little. But then I'm gonna put this on there, make a thumb hole in it, and it'll be a slide pocket. But, ooh, I can also put this in as a flip. That'd be cool. Except this isn't inked. Did I do this side? No, probably not. Oh, I did. I did. So that could flip it. Yeah, maybe. Okay, so get rid of that. And then I need to trim this one down a wee bit. Okay. Yeah, that'll work better, I think. So that'll go there. Then, do I need to trim that? No, I do not. But I'm going to find my center. So I'm just going to give it a bend right. There. And at my 1-inch hole punch, I marked a little black mark in my hole punch there so that I know where the center is. And then I just line it in as far down as you want. It's up to you. So then you've got it in the center without too much hassle. I'm going to go ahead and ink all of these up. I'm going to try this one and see if I like it. Or if it's going to be a little bit too light, I'm not sure. Because like I say, it says translucent, which means it's not opaque. It's not, you can sort of see through it. Which, oh, sorry you guys. Oh my goodness. My house is falling down. You should see the picture on my wall. You know, that just, it just makes you kind of jump. Not, how can I describe this? It's like an ache inside you. I don't know, it's really weird. Maybe it's just me. But it literally goes through your body. Yeah, I think I'm going to like this color. Okay, it gives just enough. Boy, when someone hammers that hard on your house, you're like, gee, I hope the house is actually sturdy. or things are gonna fall off. I don't know. It's, I guess because I'm not the one doing the hammering, so you feel it more. But you're experiencing what I'm experiencing. So there you go. But, you know, you can mute me. I can't mute this. Yeah, I quite like this color. It's nice. I don't know why I had it in a drawer. I have so many ink pads, it's ridiculous. You tend to stick to certain ones, right? And I had purged big time. I had gotten rid of tons that I just never ever used. My local craft store, every summer they have 2 days, once in, I think in June, and then once in, it's either July or August, where they do a garage sale. So you can rent a table for $5 and the money goes to the food bank. And, you know, get rid of some of your stuff, right? So I did that a few years in a row, but, you know, it really didn't seem to make any difference in my craft room at all. But it made me feel good that, you know, I didn't have a bunch of stuff sitting in a drawer absolutely doing nothing. Yeah, because that was kind of upsetting. Okay, why did I decide to use it? Oh, right, because that one's not ink. This one is. Okay. I'll have to do this one too. But I do not have to do the top part, just the side. They're actually making really good progress. I thought it was going to, you know, take them a lot longer. I mean, they did give an estimate of 1 month. But when you start seeing it go up, you know, my husband, when he saw the Hardy sitting in a pile, you know, he goes, oh, you got to come out here and look at this. I don't think I'm happy with the color. I thought, oh my goodness, you cannot change your mind now, because then that would delay work, and you know, we're getting into crappy weather. starting up. So I'm like, it's fine. It's nice. I like it. And he goes, I don't know. He goes, that's a lot of money to spend, and if you're not happy, and I get that. I do. But I went around anyways, didn't I? Yeah, I said, look, look at these houses online. They're showing other people had the same color put on theirs, and that kind of deal. And so I was showing him photos, and he goes, oh, I don't know. Okay, now they're outside my craft room window, so fortunately I have the curtain closed, mostly. Or they're going to think I'm losing it because I'm talking to myself. Anyway, I showed him, and then, okay, fine. And then he calls me out again later. I'm like, you know what? I'm trying to work here. But he calls me out. He goes, no, you got to see this. So I go outside, and I guess the deal was Ken had envisioned where you put the siding up, and then there's a contrasting border along the bottom of your house, which honestly I've never noticed other houses like that, but apparently that, yeah, our next door neighbor had that done. Well, I don't stare at his house, so I never really noticed. Anyway, I'm thinking to myself, our trim isn't white. Our trim is dark brown. And we're already got a nice wide trim around all the windows in the dark brown. And down the sides of the house, about 3/4 of the way up, there'll be a board running along that will also be a dark brown. Now the siding itself is a light tan color. And then he wants to put it along the bottom of the house too. I'm like, isn't that a little overkill? That's a lot of trim. And you have to remember, this isn't hardy trim. This is wood trim. So, you got to paint it. And anyway, Darren, my friend who's actually doing the work, he goes, I used to do it like that. He says, but I haven't done it like that in a while because, he likes the look better. And really, it just gives you more work in the long run because, hardy, the color will stay about 15 years, but your trims won't. So, we're getting older. I don't want to be on a ladder painting trim. Anyways, I kind of talked him out of it. And of course, I used the excuse, it's also more money because that wasn't factored in. So, anyway, he agreed with me reluctantly. And then Darren had suggested, well, what about, doing sort of 2 trims, but we have a peak, so going across from peak, where the triangle joins one there and then down farther the other one. And I'm thinking, really? I don't think we need that. But Ken was like, yeah, I want that. I thought, well, because I didn't give him his way for the other, then, he was like, I said, well, it's all compromise, so if that's what you want, you have to realize you got to paint it. Anyway, so I guess that's what we're getting. But I don't know. It'll look nice. I'm sure it'll look nice. I just don't even care, to be honest with you. At this point, I just don't care. I just want them to do it. And oh my goodness, that's crooked. Oh well, this will cover it. The little flip thingy. Maybe it won't. If I do it from here, it will. Yeah, that's what I'll do. That'll look better. And this will cover this one. Yep. What'd I tell you? Always a fix, right? Yeah, that'll look. Okay, this I'm gonna use. I'm gonna try this, and hopefully it won't dry super fast because it does say quick drying. Wow, you guys are just ordering and ordering. Thank you so much. I'm gonna end up paying for my new quilt. Yay. Okay, this I don't like about this. You have to keep unplugging it. That I don't like. Okay, it doesn't come out as nice as my Aleene's. Oh, that bugs me. You guys probably stick a pin in it and leave it there, don't you? Okay. Try it again. Really? Forget it. I have no patience for that. Stick to my old standby here. The only thing about this is it builds up glue around the outside edge because it leaks into the cap because I don't close it completely, or it's too hard for me to get it off and on all the time. Stick with what you know. Sorry, I'm probably off camera for this, but I don't want to get too close to the work and get glue on it. Okay. Give that a whirl. At least with glue you can reposition, but when you're using double-sided tape, yeah, you kind of can't. Once it's down, it's down. Okay. So when you're doing flips like this and you've stuck glue like that, let it dry before you close it. I've done that so many times and end up gluing it together. Or you can do parchment paper. Yay, I love parchment paper for this reason. Okay, it goes the other way anyway, so I'm good. Does it? No, it doesn't. Let's go this way. Okay. But I'm going to leave it open because I'm in no hurry. Plus, I want to put this down. So I want a little, let me think. Do I want to fold it? How big do I want that? Because I'm going to put it up here at the top. Oh, it looks like I have to shorten it too. I guess I forgot. Okay, I need to take a wee bit off that. I'm taking off this side. Awesome. So the reason I wanted to switch inks is because my ink pad, even though I keep putting more ink in it, it just doesn't, it's done. I think the pad itself is toast. I just ordered from Amazon some new ink and some score tape as well. We carry Suk Wang tape. That's what this is. Be Creative, but it's Suk Wang. It says on the side, I don't know if you can read that. I don't know if that shows in camera, but it is Suk Wang. Made in Korea. But that's what we get up here, which is this exact same thing as the score tape. So if that's what you can get, that is your best tape. But it is unforgiving. Once you put it down, you can't lift it. Whereas the one I'm using right now, the Express It, X, and then Press It. It's good tape, but you can, if you're quick, you can move it a little bit, as long as you don't push down too hard. But with Suk Wang, you don't even have to push, and once it's on that paper, it isn't moving, or it's going to take half your paper with you. It was great I used it for making mini albums, and that's kind of why I stopped making mini albums, because it just got so expensive to make them, because that tape here is not cheap. So I had to, change my focus, which is why I got into these, which I love making. I like making these better than the mini albums, although there were some things about mini albums I loved. Coming up with different ways to put the flaps and all that kind of deal. Okay, I know I have a scrap, but I don't think it's long enough. It isn't, but I have more. So, give me a shake here and I will grab some. Got some tea-stained paper here. That's scrap, so I will use this. I should do it the other way. See, I accidentally glued part of a doily on there, so it's now scrap. Yeah, let's do it to there. See, I'm going to start whistling, you guys, because I have no music on. Of course, at this point, you're probably wishing I would put some music on, because it'll drown out some of the noise. Let's see where we're at. 2, 3, 4. No. Do it that way. I didn't cut that very straight. In this case, it doesn't matter where there's a pattern because it's just tea-stained paper. Sometimes I like to use up the bits of pattern paper because you wouldn't use them anywhere else, and if you fold it the right way, you don't see the opposite side. Like, for instance, if I wanted this to show, I would fold good sides together because you're going to glue those sides. You're not going to see the white. And when you flip it up, that's what you'd see. But I'm using plain tea-stained paper for this. I think it will look fine. Now, always remember your fold is at the top, facing out. And go ahead and ink it up first on the top. And I do the sides. This I'll probably end up cutting, so probably too long. Okay, so glue. I had somebody else ask about, can I do a tutorial on making a junk journal? It's kind of what I'm doing. I wouldn't call it a junk journal exactly, but same thing. You put them together the same way. You decide on decorating pages the same way. There's really no difference. It's just in the medium that you choose to use. Okay, why did you move? You should not have moved. So technically, no, I wouldn't call this a junk journal. Although I do use recycled things for covering different things, making tags or whatever. So I try and recycle, reuse bags, and I reuse envelopes, and yeah. But would I call it a junk journal? No, probably not. But those ones that actually started as total junk, and when I say junk, I mean advertisements that come in the mail, or, old magazines, and it's not my jam. Sorry. I think it's super creative, but I want to be able to actually write in my journal. And I don't feel like you can really. At least the ones that I've seen, it's so busy. I think if I was gonna do something like that, like with magazine backgrounds and stuff, I would probably glue tea-stained ripped paper over top of all the pages, so at least you had somewhere to write. That's probably what I would do. Because to me, if it's called a journal, you want to be able to write in it. And if it's covered like it is that way, I just feel like, oh, I can't write in that. I find it too chaotic for my personality as well. It's, and like I say, it is totally creative. I've seen some very cool, but I wouldn't call them junk journals either. I'd call them more of a picture book, because you're basically just looking at pictures from ads and magazines and that kind of deal. Great way to upcycle, I suppose, but you could use it more like a scrapbook in a way, have all that as your background, and then just glue in photos or memorabilia, or that kind of thing. But I wouldn't call it a journal. Of course, that's just my opinion, so don't get mad at me. I think I want to corner round that just a wee bit. I'm not super thrilled with this corner rounder. You have to be so careful how you put this in, or it takes it off too much on the side. It's got an S on it. I don't know who makes it. It doesn't say. But yeah, I'm not like super thrilled with it. But I like the size of it. When you just want a little bit, it actually looks really good on photos. If you just want to give them a little bit of a, take off that pointiness, Sometimes it's just not appropriate to have it super pointy. I also use it for when I'm cutting out miniature envelopes. I don't use the cutter thing that's part of your scoreboard, or sorry, your envelope cutting board. I use that instead. Okay, so there's that, but I want some trim. Now, I cut some stuff out, just little pieces of it to see. That's pretty. Yep, that's definitely the one I'm using. Well, that was easy. Usually takes me forever to figure this out. Okay, I think that'll go there. And then, should I put a little saying? No, not there. Maybe one of those skinny ones. I have a skinny one in here somewhere. Here it is. We'll see. I'll just leave it out. I got these too. I pulled out. I thought they would be really pretty. Ooh, that'd be pretty. There we go. There's that. Are you guys keeping up with the chaos that's in my head? Okay. Now, I think I have to trim it a wee bit. But I'll do that after I glue it. And then I'll poke this in later. And I'll show you how I finish that. Okay, so let's glue. I'm going to open this up. Now, are you in camera? Yes, you are. Now, because it's wide, I'm going to do quite a wide glue. And I'm pretty generous when it comes to the glue because your lace or trim or whatever it is you're using is very absorbent. So you want to make sure that it penetrates your trim, and every trim's a little different. That's pretty, right? This will flatten out once the book's closed. It's kind of going to iron it. Oh yeah, that's going to go through there. And then what I'm going to do on this side is I will just add a strip, not even a strip, I might just do a, like punch a small hole, round circle. Let's see which one I have here. Some pretty small ones. Oh, maybe I could do this. Crazy little heart. That'd be fun. Let's do that, but let's do it out of this. That's going to be cute. Just like that. Yep. Now I just need to figure out my center here. 13, so 7.5. That's easy. No, what am I doing? 6.5. Duh. 6.5. Okay. Right there. And then one sec. This has it's foam, but it's hard on the back. Put that in there. My larger pokey tool. Poke a hole. And then take my flat, where are they? Where are you? There you are. Oop, to turn that. And bend that metal. There you go. And then I just kind of flatten that out a little bit. Okay, we're going to ink this. little guy. That looks better. And that's going to cover it perfectly. And that'll stop any rubbing from happening. That's nice, right? Not quite dry. Oh well, thank you, Megan. Okay, ephemera. Where did I put it? Here it is. Let's see what will fit in there. I have this little hat one. Does that fit in there? Yes, it does. Okay, well that works. All right. Oh, that's why. So I'm trying to take that with it. Okay, so we've got that, and that, and that. Cute. I'm trying to use up, I've got tons of these things, and I just never use them, and I need to. Okay, I like that. What have we got on the time? Well, by the time I join everything else, it's a long one, so I'm going to end it here, and I'm going to go take a break. Talk to you soon. Bye.